Hey, what's up, guys? Gene Fetty back at you with another episode of the All Access Podcast from Dent Repair Now. This is episode 49, and we're going to talk social media and why you're doing it wrong, or maybe you should stop doing what you're doing. Anyways, guys, let's dive in. But before it really gets started, I hope the audio is good. We're in the studio rebuilding. I would give you a look, but I've got lights, I've got the green screen, of course, but I don't have my normal mic set up. So hopefully this DJI is good for you. If it's not, I'll refund you the price you paid for the episode. Anyways, guys, I want to start out with a shout out to Cass, aka CTBodyTech. She's a body woman out of Connecticut. She's got a pretty good social following. Her and her husband Alan are both body people, body workers. Anyways, they are GPR masterclass students. They've taken the classes, implemented it. It's working. They've given me great feedback. But they sent me this really, really great card. Guys, it made my day. Also, if you go find CTBodyTech, she's into stamps. So, all right, so I got the tatted up dude. I got the CTBodyTech logo, the flat bill guy. Hello, the sloth, the body women logo, and a snail mail stamp. Very cool, Cass. I dig that. This thank you card that they sent over is amazing. I'm not going to read it to you, but guys, thank you so much. So grateful for great students. And of course, got a little goodie bag. So we got some stickers. We got the CTBodyTech pink and black sticker. CTBodyTech with the flat bill dude. Also cool. And the body women stickers. I am not a body woman, but I do support body women in the trade. I love it. I love to see it. And I love that there's a whole movement of women getting into the auto body trade and PDR. I dig it. So Cass, Alan, thank you guys so much. And for my listeners, go check out CTBodyTech online. I think she may be biggest on Instagram. Anyways, go check it out. It is super cool. Got my notes because this is an important episode. Almost a little throwback to my PDR Marketing Minute days. I don't know that I've touched on this as a whole entire episode on this show. I'm certain I've mentioned it, but I don't recall any episodes where we dove deep into it. In fact, just on, is it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Me and Liv sat down and recorded all 45 videos we needed to make to finish the transition of moving the podcast video episodes from the AAI channel, YouTube, over to the Dent Repair Now YouTube channel. By the way, if you're not following us on YouTube, you should be at Dent Repair Now. And we're going to talk about that today, this morning, hopefully while you're listening, on the show about what's going on. So, social media. It's a big deal. It is definitely relevant in the world today, maybe more relevant than it's ever been. However, I see a lot of techs spending too much time on social and not putting that same amount of time into what you really own, which is your website. That being said, I want to give you a little asterisk here. If you are a hail chaser or aspire to be a hail chaser, and you are just trying to build your personal brand online, go for it. You don't have to do a website. I think you should, but you don't have to. If you are a local business and you are trying to simply build your PDR business, I'm sorry, I don't think that social is where it should be. I don't think that social is where it's at. So what do I mean by that? It's a tool, it's not your business. But I see a lot of techs putting a ton of time and effort and creativity, and I enjoy watching them, into social, right? Into Instagram, into the Reels, into TikTok, even onto YouTube. Guys, you're building on rented ground. So what do I mean by that? You don't own TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You don't own any of those spaces. You may have your content there, but you do not own the ground that it is built on. Now, when I was going through the notes and working with brainstorming here, the question was like, well, what if Instagram goes away tomorrow, or what if TikTok goes away? Well, I mean, I guess we had about a year ago, TikTok did go away for a little while. I would say it's less of a concern that a whole media outlet would go away. Although, right, the TikTok ban showed us that it's not impossible. What's more likely to happen is something that has happened, right, to multiple people in our space. A good friend of mine, a good friend of the show, our buddy Jack Bucknell from like 2 episodes ago, years ago, was building up his Instagram. Now, thank God for him, it wasn't huge, but he had like 1,300 mostly local followers on his Instagram. And he was putting out videos almost daily, right? I think it went back to like Mike Toledo and Dent Time and Dent Trainer. They were doing like a daily video challenge or social media challenge or something where it was like post a lot. And Jack, just like we talked a couple episodes ago, is a man of action, and he dives right in and he goes hard at it. And his Instagram, as near as I can remember, and shooting some quick texts back and forth, basically he got locked out of the account. Somebody hacked it, something hacked it, and it was, I think, 3 years of content is what he lost. So let me pull this up right quick so I don't get it wrong. Yeah, right around 1,300 organic local followers, right? So he was building his content locally around his brand. Basically 3 years of content is what he lost. And he did get hacked and lost the account. I think it's still on Instagram, but he can't get in. He can't reach any of that content. He had to start a new channel to build his content back up and everything, but literally went from a great local following to zero. Completely out of his control. This one wasn't even any fault of his own. And there is no like helpline at Instagram that's going to get you back in. Now, let's say that you go all in and you're 5 years in or 7 years in or 10 years in, and that happens and you lose your account. What do? You're screwed, right? Like there's no other way to say it. You are hosed on that. So that's like partially my biggest fear, or a big reason that I wanted this to be a topic, is it can happen where you literally lose everything or lose access to everything that you had. I've also had plenty of friends that have lost their Facebook because they got hacked and have lost, a decade worth of personal photos and everything like that. Side note, technical advice: set up 2-factor authentication, keep your recovery codes, make it a pain in the butt to where it has to text you every time you want to log in, right? I have my Google lockdown like that. And if I'm going to log in, I have to log in, and then I got to jump onto my YouTube app and do this and look at this number and punch it in. And it's really a pain in the butt, but it's an extra layer of protection. The other side, right? It's, things can get political maybe. Certainly the world we live in today is a lot softer than the world I grew up in, right? As a Gen Xer, it's not my style, but there's a lot of sensitive people out there, and something can happen and you could get banned from a platform, right? What happens if you get banned from your platform and all of your media and content disappears? You own nothing that you were putting onto any of these channels. Uh, likes don't pay the bills, guys. If you don't own it, you're borrowing it, and somebody can take it away anytime they want. So my philosophy, and really this certainly goes back to my Marketing Minute days. I did a big talk for Keith and Shane at Advanced Skills 2017, 2018, something like that, a long time ago. And the picture I like to paint, or my philosophy on social, and it's really stayed that way as a whole, is if you picture a tree, right? Big root system, trunk, branches, leaves. Without a good foundation, without a good root system, right, the tree is nothing. Your website that you own, your domain that you own, is the root system. It's the whole base of the tree. Or, right, if we're going to talk about building a house, your website, your content that you own is the foundation you're building on. As you go up the tree, you've got all these different branches, and the branches are all different social channels, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, right? It can be a branch. And then all of the little leaves that grow on the branches are all your content, your little videos, your quotes, your snippets, the review picture that you put up. None of those stay forever, right? Fall comes around, that wind blows, it all blows away. The only thing that stays, that's still alive and breathing and working, is that root system. You need to be building your website and your content production around having a great website. When you do that, social media becomes no longer is your forward-facing solid image, right? It's just something to help point people back to your root system, back to your foundation, back to www.yourdentsite.com. And that is what you own. So, speaking to the veterans here, and I guess maybe even speaking to the newbies, if you guys think back, or from the outside, right, speaking to the veterans, when you look at these newbies getting into the business and they think that the new shiny tool is what's going to make them figure out how to do dents. When I was doing it, or when I was learning, I thought I was missing like the secret. Like, I remember telling my teacher, like, Fred, let me look under and watch you push the dent from underneath. I need to see what you're doing. Didn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. It's not the shiny tool. It's not the super secret sauce. For learning, it's metal time. It's put the time in and put the reps in. For building your brand, for building a real brand that lives and grows and breathes long term, it is all about making content that drives back to your website. That's good, right? And social can do that. What I'm speaking about mostly here is that social should not be your main driver, right? Even, I've been speaking at like MTE and seminars for years. And there was a long time ago where like nobody had websites. Hey, who has a website? And hands would go up, like a few hands would go up. And then more and more, and I've almost seen now like a backwards trend in that, where people are like, oh, do I need a website? I've got my Instagram, I've got my Facebook. When somebody Googles me, my Facebook feed shows up, my Instagram shows up. It's not where it's at, right? Not long term, not that can be protected, not that you own, right? It is there. Your website really compounds over time. So I went and did a search earlier when I was sort of researching this, and Lord, it's got to be, I should go back and see when I made the video. I made a video a long time ago, a YouTube video on a repair for like car vandalism dent repair in Pittsburgh. Now, we've moved, and I've not nurtured that post at all. It's a post on the website. The YouTube video is embedded. It's probably not a good blog article, but it's there. It's still, and if it's been, I was still 100% mobile. So that could be 8, 9, approaching 10 years old, that video, and it still ranks to my website, to dentrepairnow.com. It still ranks long tail to the site. Right now, we're not, for a long time, it was number one. There's a few people that probably listened to the PDR Marketing Minute or researched me and have put out new, better content ahead of me. But I did it once 8 or 9 years ago, and it is still out there performing today. That is, I believe, how you should be using social media. I've even had some discussions with, I don't want to name names because I don't have permission to share these conversations, but with some other, call it bigger hitters, bigger business owners in the space. And we've all sort of came to the same conclusion that like it is really difficult to track any real repeatable dollars from, air quotes, generic social media content, right? Like a funny reel on Instagram or TikTok. It's hard to track dollars back to that, right? The question really becomes like, is that time and effort investment worth it, right? Like I've got a studio here, I've got a Live that works right over there that helps with content creation. Right before that we had Katie, before that we had Dylan, to Chelsea, to Nick, to Conrad, right? Like I've been doing media for years. Is the social stuff, like the fun social stuff, really where it's at for my local service business? Been doing it a long time, and I can't say that like the random Facebook and Instagram and TikTok posts directly lead to much, if any, real business. Now, that being said, I absolutely can say for sure, without a doubt, my YouTube channel, which we use to create and hold content on and then bring back to the website and write blog posts about, 1000% has paid me dividends and brought me business in. And even now, like in the shop, people come in and they're like, oh, I saw your video on YouTube. I watch YouTube at home on my TV. YouTube allows me to penetrate your house and show up on your TV like a real show. I think a lot of people should be concentrating more on YouTube content, more so than just reels and fun short videos. And I really think that you should be taking now I'm speaking service business here, right? Like I'm not talking about training business, right? I need a bigger, broader audience for training. Mike Toledo needs a bigger, broader audience for training. That kind of content, that educational content, that points back to the website. That is good long-term, workable SEO, repeatable SEO. It is where it's at. It really compounds over time. Think about, like we talked about the leaves on a tree. If you want another picture, social media content ages like milk, which means it does not age well. Your website content, your good educational video content, that stuff ages like fine wine, right? That video that I made 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, whatever it was, has paid dividends to me for a long time, right? It's putting that nice bottle of wine down in the wine cellar, and I know that we're going to get to enjoy that down the road. Now, I'm certainly not saying don't do social media. Use social media as a distribution channel for your website. So I've started using Opus Pro, I think is the Opus Pro, Opus Plus. Look up Opus AI video editor. Some of you guys have probably seen clips of the podcast, right? Where it's shorts that are pulled out, that go out, new episode available now, and it's a snippet of me talking or me and a guest talking. That is a perfect example of distribution where, right, this podcast, this long form is my long build, and the snippets of this long form are my social media content or part of my social media content and strategy. Like that's where the magic happens. It's exactly how it goes. Now in our space, right, in PDR, we see people like Mike Toledo with Dent Time, right? The true OG of PDR content. You got to remember that, like, well, I like Mike's content and I like Mike as a human. He sells a lot of training. He does a lot of training, right? So if you look, the majority of the content he puts out and the majority of content really that shows up in feeds is speaking to other PDR techs, not necessarily to his customers, right? To his repair customers. PDR techs are his customer, right? So, or future PDR techs are his customer. So he is speaking there. Now, one exception to that I've seen here in the States would be Bryce. Now, Bryce is twofold. He shows off his content and really started showing off his content. And I don't know if this was intentional, but right, going back that 10 or 12 years ago when video really started to catch hold, he was sharing his content, and that helped lead him to being a speaker at Advanced Skills, right? A presenter at Advanced Skills. And now I believe a partner, at least on the seminars, with Keith and Shane for the event. His social built his reputation to PDR techs. But being Bryce, his content, like his most recent video that I just saw come out, is like somebody shipped him 718 GT4 quarter panel for repair from somewhere else in the country. He is reaching a different audience because he's built and worked for that audience, and that's what he wants to do, and it's his business model. Unless you are trying to be the next Bryce Kelly and reach the world, you need to be thinking more locally and, again, more driving people to your website. Not many people are going to go to social, to TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, and search like dent repair near me. I need a door ding fixed. They're going to go to Google or something like Google. Also, why I'm a big proponent of YouTube is YouTube's still the second largest search engine in the world. And side note, in case you live under a rock, Google, biggest search engine in the world, owns YouTube, second biggest search engine in the world. And they play well together. Think about your strategy and how it's going to work. Think about a strategy and what you want it to do, right? SEO, first, if you talk to SEO experts, they're going to pretend that it's this big black magic secret sauce, and they have to optimize this, and they're going to do all these things for you. SEO boiled down for us, for small, local service-based businesses, SEO is so simple. It is good, quality, original, educational content. If you put that together, you will crush it locally, without a doubt. Our strategy is that, and I had an old business coach of mine, she had a new product that was supposed to help with like really dialed in local SEO, local search results, like near me stuff, you know, dent repair near me, plumber near me. She called me up and she was like, hey, I just want to let you know whatever you're doing is working because we do this all over the country and I've never seen anybody permeate their local area the way you did. And I can't remember how big the circle was, but we were number 1 or 2 in almost every local category right around the shop because we've got so many articles and videos and content and maps and everything pointing back to dentrepairnow.com, right, our website, that we are in essence building or trying to build an impermeable, that's a big word, an impermeable wall around Dent Repair Now that if a competitor rolls in and wants to try to attack us locally, right, we're so fortified with content and long-term SEO, AKA good quality local educational content, right? That were built up so well and so strong that they can't get in, right? Let them fight, let them sit outside the walls, and we'll just keep lobbing our burning, flaming balls with our catapults over and just knocking them out as they come up. We'll have the archers up on the wall, and we'll just sit there and go loose, whoosh, and they can't get in. SEO is boring until it works. Social media by itself is not SEO. Don't wear yourself out just playing that game. Now, that being said, our buddy Keith, and I think he talked about it a show or two ago on PDR College, Keith Cosentino. Shout out, Keith. I think you're a listener. What's up, dude? Side note, if you're a regular listener, because I'm a regular PDR College listener, we should start having some conversations back and forth and drive some topics of discussion in between the two shows. I might have to text you about that. Anyways, Keith has been really doubling down on Instagram, but not Instagram to the world, Instagram to Sacramento, right? And there's a whole strategy that he's building and working through with that that makes a whole lot of sense. But I also know that he has some coaching on it that he's paid for, so I don't want to share exactly his secret sauce, if it were. But he is not building content on social, on Instagram, for the world. He is building content and being social on Instagram locally to help drive business. Now, that being said, Keith, I hope you're working on the website. I hope you're playing the long game. You need to be playing the long game and working on content and building out these videos and getting them on your website, right? And playing that long game to win. Build your website first. What kind of content should you make? Answer your customers' questions. I've still got videos that we use regularly, unlike, how do I know if my car has laminated glass? What is laminated glass, right? All in one video that I shot one time 10 years ago, right? We can share that with a customer and show it to them. And then they're on our channel or on our website and they're seeing our content. How do I know if my hood's aluminum? Well, we know, stick a magnet to it. Customer doesn't know that. The customer didn't even know they had an aluminum hood on their car, right? Content like that. How much does paintless dent repair cost? Make a video, write a blog post. What do I do when there's a hailstorm? You should call me and bring me your car, is what you should do. But, right, in essence, that's what it's all about. Build all that content to help bring your customers to you. When you're playing the long SEO game, right? Whether you are out and about mobily or you are in a fixed shop like this or a drywall prison, as Keith likes to call it, build content about door ding repair in your city, door ding repair in this little town, door ding repair in this suburb, door ding repair in this other suburb, door ding repair on a Subaru Impreza in this little suburb, right? There's all of this simple, easy to create content that you can have fun with and you can be creative with, but build out some long-term SEO street cred with your content, right? That is what it's all about. Local PDR searches matter more than views, right? Even, we had a video on AAI go crazy viral. I think we had 1.8 million views like over a weekend, which was insane. And it got me some followers. Drove no business, none. I mean, it's cool. I can say we've got 1 million views on that channel. Well, we killed the channel, so that was kind of dumb. Maybe I should rerun that on Dent Repair Now. And then I should write an article about it. Anyways, just having some fun there. Use your social to point back to you, to point back to your repair company. Go have fun. Be creative. I love it. I saw some Instagram ideas that I'm going to do, but we're going to have fun with it. We're going to let our personality come through. And while we're doing that, right, we're building the content for Dent Repair Now, the repair side of things. Now, when we're doing other educational broad reach to PDR techs, we're building out the training side of the business, right? I happen to be in a different, slightly different position than your typical PDR business, right? So I need to do both, which is why we came under one brand instead of two, because now all of my content goes to the world. And then my world content, where I'm speaking to you guys, speaking about training or techniques or covering a talk at MTE. By the way, I'm talking at MTE. Did you know that? I think if you're a regular listener, you knew that. But if you didn't, MTE 2026 Orlando, January 28, 29, 30, 31. 28 is Beginner's Day, I think. Sounds right. We're going to go with it. Wednesday in the afternoon is Beginner's Day. I will be talking Glue Pull 101. Thursday in the morning, I will be speaking for Kiko, I got a Kiko shirt hanging right over there, putting the old Kiko blue back on to talk unlocking and staying unlocked in your repairs with the latest and greatest in Glue Pull. That afternoon, Thursday afternoon, myself and Matt Moore are co-hosting the PDR Shop Owners Roundtable, where we have assembled Doug Hillius out of Seattle, Ryan Shutt out of Baltimore, and Andy and Amanda Patrick out of the Nashville area to help you talk about and discuss some of the biggest struggles in your business. And then Friday, I think I may kick it off again. We kicked it off last year. Friday, I will be recording this show, the All Access Podcast, live from Radio Row on the floor at MTE. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot of great shows. If you're going to the show, hit me up, stop by, say hi. I am bugging out Saturday. I'm only going to be there Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, and Friday. Then Saturday, heading to somewhere even warmer and sunnier with some salt water. So it is what it is. Anyways, back at it. Totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, content and speeches. Twofold, right? I get a little bonus because I have a different presence, right? We do some training and talking and everything like that. Now, all of that lives on my website. That lends credibility to me, right? To help fortify that wall, the impenetrable fortress around Dent Repair Now. Do you want to come to the regular dent guy? Or do you want to come to the dent guy that teaches dent guys how to do dent stuff? And dent girls, right? Shout out to the, you know what? That makes me think, right? We got the body women movement. I think we need a dent women movement. Anybody? Crystal? Dent women? I like it. Mo? You just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Mo. Anyways, think about it. Dent women movement. Use your social media as a tool to help you drive more business back, right? Back to you. I really think that's about it. How? Here's the questions for you guys, right, that I want to hear in the comments or the DMs. Do you have a website? Do you? Send me a quick message. Yes or no? Yeah, I got a website. Putting content out all the time. Nope, don't have a website. Thinking about a website. By the way, I don't want anybody to think that I'm getting ready to sell you websites. Not doing that. Don't worry about it. This is not like a ploy. This really is just trying to help you get better at business, to help you drive more business to you. Anyways, hit me up with those DMs and comments. I want to hear what your status is on your website. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think I've lost my damn mind and I should be doubling down on all the social media and not worrying about the website? Or how are you using social media? What are you doing on social media? I'm seeing some cool stuff out there. Lou Fanning, right? Getting some pretty creative videos out there. Slava, born.to.slav on TikTok for sure, maybe on the gram, chronicling his journey. Now he used that, right, to chronicle his journey and build his space and ended up with a job and some training, right? That's pretty cool. How are you guys using social? What are your tricks to social? Levon, if you hear this, dude, send me a text. Just a Dent, right? Big following, big social media. And now I know that he did use some social to help build his local brand. But I'm curious about what that looks like and what it looks like long term. Levon, if you listen, hit me up. Curious about your status there. Let's see, looking at the notes. Get a website, answer questions, use social out there. Here's my challenge to you. If you have a website, well, okay, 2 challenges. If you're a local business that's chasing retail work and you don't have a website, I want you to get the ball rolling on a website. If you do have a website, I want you to take some of the time that you would have taken to make your fun video, and I just want you to write 1 page, 1 blog post on your website, answering a local question, talking about local PDR, local services. Get it up on the website and make it happen. Start that long tail SEO and make it happen. All right. End of soapbox. 49 is good. SEO is boring until it's not. Be consistent, man. Get out there and make it happen. And I will tell you that as I'm talking to you about this, I'm talking to myself as much as talking to you, right? We've had some staff changes here, lost some traction, digging my way back up to grab some more traction and make it happen and continue building my fortress to stay impenetrable. Talked about MTE. Coming up, I don't know if it's going to be next week's show. It could be next week's show. If it's not next week's show, it's 2 weeks out. Maybe, I think next week will be number 50. Next show will be number 50. I'm going to talk about to kick off 2026, to put 2025 to bed, to kick off 2026. I'm going to talk about my tools of the year. Now, some of them are going to be old faithfuls, right? That I think if you don't have, you should have. I'm also going to talk about some of the new stuff I started using this year that has been a big help to me, right? Stuff that's made my life and my job easier. So stick around, keep an eye out for the 2026 must-have tools. And that's a little bit of a lead up to MTE. Talked about what we're talking about at MTE. Level up. We are getting close. I think we're going to pull the trigger on it. We're going to do it different than we've done it the last 2 times. But I believe it is going to be coming the last week of February 2026. I think it's going to be more affordable than it was before. If you're thinking about it, kicking around. If you want to get better at dents, at the technical side of difficult damage, and learn from me and 11-time winner. I think it's 11. Oh, I've lost count. The dude's won so many times. The double-digit time winner, Jean, a.k.a. Zan, Viditz, I think is the proper pronunciation. Jean, give me a shout out if I got that right. If you want to come and spend some time with us at Dent Repair Now, right here, learning how to be a better, faster, more efficient technician, send me or Jean a DM. Let us know you're interested. Again, if we don't have the interest, we're not going to pull the trigger on it. But we're getting some interest. We're getting some traction, I think. Right? We're leaning more towards yes, the class is going to happen than no. Get on the list because I will tell you that seats will fill up fast. And once they're gone, and you will have to wait another year to get in. All right, speaking of MTE, tools, send me some DMs. I want to know that you're out there listening. Guys, build assets, not just attention. Use your time to build things that are going to be around for a long time and not something that goes bad like sour milk or a leaf that blows away every fall, right? Invest in some fine wine, build that foundation, make it happen. I dig it. Guys, thank you so much. I guess this is the pre-Christmas show. So I will not talk to you again before Christmas. So have a Merry Christmas. Have happy holidays. I will be back before the new year, I suppose. Or it's going to be the 2026 show. Guys, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Go follow us on social media because we do post there. And we drop snippets of our long-term content on there. Go check it out. I can't wait to see you on the next show. See ya. Peace.